Hi guys, I'm going to be talking about how I fill my application form in this video. Like guys, you need to do these things right. You need to do them tidy to enable you have a successful application. Yes, you need a successful application in order to get your visa to the UK, which is the most important thing. So yes guys, if you're new here, thanks for joining the family, and if you're my returning subscriber, thank you so much. Please don't forget to share, don't forget to like, and don't forget, in fact, please start hitting that notification bell so that each time I post a video you'll be able to get it. We're going to be discussing so much more on other topics. Let's get right into this one. So guys, the first personal information you'll be filling is your email address. You need to put your email address in there. And then the next one is details of the person you are joining or details of the person you're accompanying. Sometimes you and your husband may decide to go together. That's why it says accompanying or joining. Sometimes your husband or your spouse or your wife may have traveled and then you're coming in to join the person. So you need to fill in all those details such as names, surname, date of birth. You also need to fill in nationality. You also need to fill in the passport, the person's passport or passport number. Yes guys, you also be needing their reference number, because I feel like when they filled their own visa form, they had a reference number. Each application has a peculiar reference number. You'd also be needing that because you'll be putting it in your application. Then you also need the person's, or rather your spouse's or your dependents, their school details. If you're coming on a student tier 4 visa, you need their school details. You will need their course of study. You will need when the course is ending, when the course is starting. You also need the address of their school. Yes guys, you will need their address. Then you also need to fill in their CAS. They'll ask you if the person has a CAS, so you also need to fill it in. I'm sure you must have heard of CAS, confirmation of acceptance. Yeah, you will need it. Guys, you also need, if they have a sponsor license, you will also need it, which is their school license number. I think every school has a school license number. You also need to put that in. Guys, if you hear a sound in the background, that's my baby. He's just playing around. So yeah, moving on, you also need to, or rather they'll ask you if the person or spouse is on a student loan or if he's receiving any finance. So you have to indicate that in the application. Also guys, the next part that you'll be filling in is the travel information. They'll ask you if you're traveling with an organized group. You say no. Are you traveling alone or with your dependent? Or are you traveling with someone that is not your dependent? You say no. Ask you when you want to arrive in the UK, and then you put the dates that you want to arrive in the UK. And then moving on, the next part you'll be filling is the part of personal information, which will also include your name, your surname, your family name, if you've ever been known by any other name, if the email address which you inputted before, if it belongs, that's when you were trying to start the application, if it belongs to you. They'll also ask you your gender, your relationship status. In that case, is that you're married or a civil partner, or maybe your child or something. But yeah, you're going to indicate all this in your personal information. They're also going to ask you your country of nationality, your country of birth, your place of birth, your address. So things that, in fact, your personal information, they'll ask you about that. If you also have a valid ID card, yeah, in my own case, I had a valid ID card. I used my national ID card, which I got the expiration date on the national ID card, and also the issuing authority. It's also there for you to indicate. So yeah, they'll also ask you for your address. You also need to input that. And then part that you'll be filling in the form is your sponsor, or rather your spouse details. So yeah guys, you also be needing personal information of your spouse, yeah, name, date of birth, nationality, address, and all of that. And then there's another part you'll be filling in. Does anybody relying on you for financial support, whether you're traveling with the person or if you're not traveling with the person? Well, in my own case, I said no nobody was traveling with me that needed any financial support. And then they asked about my parent details, so I had to include my mom, her details, that's her name and all that, date of birth, and then I also included my dad's name, date of birth, and all that. That part in the form is the employment form. They'll ask you for your employment details. In my own case, like I said, I'm saying everything from my own experience. I included that I was working, because at that time I was filling the form, I was working, so I included all of that. And also they asked if about the family in the UK, if maybe my spouse had any other family, or rather if I had any other family in the UK apart from my husband. In my own case, nobody. So I said no, I did not have any other family apart from my husband. I don't know anybody. So they asked if I know where I'll be staying in the UK. Of course, I knew where I was going to be staying in the UK. So I also imputed that, because I was going to be staying with my husband. So I imputed that. And then they asked of accommodation details. They asked for accommodation details here. Will I be staying anywhere else in the UK? I also imputed that, because I'd already put up an address before that I was going to be staying with my husband and nowhere else. Guys, the next part in the form is about the travel history. If I've traveled or been to the UK in the last 10 years. I said no, I haven't been, because I haven't been. But if you've been, please indicate. If you've also been refused visa, they'll ask you if you've been to some certain countries. If you have been, if there's any country that is there and you've been there, please indicate it. In my own case, I said no. So they also ask, have you been refused visa? Have you entered UK illegally? In fact, there are so many questions that you have to look and see if you've ever done any of those things. Because if you have, just save yourself the trouble and put yes. Otherwise, please say, or rather please put no. So guys, they will also ask about if you've ever been involved in any war crime, genocide, war against the government and all that. Yeah, my baby. They'll also ask if you've been part of any terrorist group or thereabouts. You also any violence and all that. You say no. If you have, please indicate yes. Guys, they'll also ask you to be sure if you've been married before. They'll ask you if you've had any other spouse before your current spouse who you're going to be dependent. So I said no. In my own case, I have not been married before, so I put it there. And then they also asked about some criminal convictions. If you've had a penalty for driving, if you've been arrested before, if you had a caution warning, and all of that, they are going to ask you about it. So if you have, like I said, please indicate yes. If you haven't, please indicate no. There's another space for extra information. So guys, there's another space for sponsor. Who is sponsoring your trip? Yeah, they also ask for employment check and all that. So the mandatory documents, guys, was my passport. Then they also required other documents such as my husband's passport, if he was his document that allowed him to stay in the UK. So guys, you also need other documents, which include my husband's passport. In this case, my husband's passport, and proof of our relationship, that's the marriage certificate. That's the things that they need to see. That's what they are telling that they want to see. They also need your bank statement. They also ask for address for collection of the BRP. The BRP is the biometric residence permit, and this residence permit is what's going to allow you or give you the permit to stay in the country legally. They'll ask you where you would like to pick it up. That's permit, or it is very, very important. As soon as you come into the country, ensure you pick it up. Anyways, moving on. And then there was a place for consent, so you have to confirm and accept the terms and conditions. There are so many, so you have to read them very, very well, and consent and conditions that they have given to you. And yes guys, that's it on the application form. as you have filled this application form, please, you can go back to check it before you submit. Go back and check it very, very well, because if you submit it, you will not be able to change. The only thing that you'll be able to change or edit are the documents that you may still need to upload. But once you have filled your form and you submitted it, you will not be able to edit it afterwards. So go through it over and over and over again to make sure that everything is tidy, everything is correct, and everything is as it should be. So guys, the next thing, after you must have filled your application form and you are ready to submit, please ensure that you have your IHS fee ready as well. In my own case, I paid I think $502 for my visa application fee, and I also paid the IHS fee. I'm going to leave it on the screen or put them all in the description box so that you can see it. Although these things change, like I said, this was in 2021, this was last year, this is 2022. So you have to always get yourself updated on the latest fees and the latest news and latest updates from the UKVI website, in order not to make mistakes, in order to always be informed. Yes guys, in order to be informed. After you must have filled your application form, you now and pay your application fee, then and also pay your health surcharge. You'll be able to choose a date for your biometrics, which you are going to do at the TLS office. The TLS office located either in Abuja or in Lagos. So remember, I said you cannot edit your application form by the time you submitted, but you will still be able to upload some documents. That is if you've chosen self-service. And yes, if you've chosen self, you will be able to upload these documents before your biometrics date. So even if you filled your application and then you submitted, you pay your IHS fee, you get a date. Let's say maybe today is the 12th of, today is the 12th of October. I'm just using a tentative date, 12th of October, and then maybe the biometric date that are available to you is, let's say, maybe 20th of October. Before that 20th of October, ensure you are able to submit all these documents. Ensure you are able to submit all these documents and completely submit your application, so that when it's time for biometrics, your records and all your documents will be with them. So that's it guys. When you have filled your application form, pay your IHS fee, choose your day for biometrics, you'll be able to go for a biometrics. And at the biometrics, what do you do there? For the dependent visa, you don't do anything aside getting your passport taken. They will do that for you. They will take your passport, and also they will take your thumbprint. In my own case, nobody asks me any question. Nobody's asking you any question. They're just doing all that, and they're going to, in fact, they're just doing all that for you, nothing more. So that's it guys. Like, it's very straightforward, very easy. I hope I've been able to put you through, or rather I hope I've been able to show you that this process is just something that you can do without the help of an agent. You and your husband, you and your spouse, you and your wife can come together, look at these things very well, and do it on your own. Like, seriously guys, on your own. As long as you have all the information, all the necessary documents, you can do it. And remember, I said you always have to get yourself updated on the latest fees, on the latest amounts you need to be paying. Don't say probably because I uploaded this video today that, and I pay maybe $502 for my visa fee, that is what they are paying now. You have to check. You have to know how much these things cost. You have to do your research. Make your own research. Don't let anybody do it for you. If they do it for you, they'll probably tell you something wrong. Use your own eyes. Go to the official UK government website and check these things, guys. So that's it, guys. If you have any other question, please leave it in the comment section. and I'll reply or I'll respond to you. So guys, thank you all for watching. I think we have come to the end of this session, or rather this series. If you have any questions, please drop them in the comment section. If you watched this far, thank you for watching, thank you for tuning in, thank you for being here. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to please like, so that YouTube can recommend my videos to others. I'm still new here, and to be very, very, very nice of you if you please like this video. Thank you for watching, guys. This is the like I said, this is the part 2 of this dependent visa series, how I applied for my visa and I got it in 6 days. Yes, these were the things I did. The previous video, that was is the previous video before this one, is the video where I talked about documents, the processes and everything I did. But in this video, I explained how I filled my application form. So guys, thank you so much for being here today, and see you guys in my next video.